video on, say, the power rule, product rule, quotient rule, and chain rule, and you should have a good idea for derivatives. All right, let's go ahead and look at some of the basics that we need to know. The very first thing that I want to point out is that I'll often use this little notation known as the derivative operator. Okay, so what its job is to do is to say I want to take a derivative of a piece of a function. So you can think of many other different operators. Like here's one when we were doing the square root of, say, a number. You know, this says I want to take the square root of 4, and just like this is an operator, I use it when I want to take the derivative of something. Now, as soon as it's done taking its derivative, then it's completely gone. So as soon as I'm taking the square root of 4, it's also completely gone, and I just write the result. Okay, so watch for this guy to show up in many different locations. All right, let's see what we have for some of the basics. The very first thing that you want to know about derivatives is that you can split them up over addition and subtraction. So think
Hello, I'm Hank. I assume you're here because you're interested in biology, and if you are, that makes sense, because, like any good 50 Cent song, biology is just about sex and not dying. Everyone watching this should be interested in sex and not dying, being that you are, I assume, a human being. I'm going to be teaching this biology course differently than most courses you've ever taken in your life. For example, I'm not going to spend the first class talking about how I'm going to spend the rest of the class. I'm just going to start teaching you, like, right about now. I may say one more thing before I start teaching. Yes, I am going to. It's that, if I'm going too fast for you, great thing about YouTube is that you can just rewind, watch stuff over and over again if it's confusing, and hopefully it'll become less confusing, and you're even allowed to fast forward through the bits that you already know. Another tip, you can actually even use the number keys on your keyboard to move around in the video, and I promise, you can do this to me as much as you want, and I'm totally not going to mind. A great professor of mine once told me that in order to really understand any topic, you have to understand a little bit of the level of complexity just below that topic. The level of complexity just below biology is chemistry. Unless you're a biochemist, in which case you would argue that it's biochemistry. Either way, we're going to have to know a little bit of chemistry in order to get through biology. And so that, my friends, is where we're going to start. I am a collection of organic molecules called Hank Green. Organic compounds are a class of compounds that contain carbon. And carbon is this sexy little minx on the periodic table that's, you know, disinterested in monogamy.
Jezebel.
Bit of a tramp.
Hussy.
When I say carbon is small, I mean it's actually, you know, as an atom, it's a relatively small atom. It has 6 protons and 6 neutrons for a total atomic weight of 12. Because of that, carbon doesn't take up a lot of space. And so carbon can form itself into weird rings and sheets and spirals and double and even triple bonds. It can do all sorts of things that could never be accomplished by more bulky atoms. It's basically, you know, your atomic equivalent of an Olympic gymnast. It can only do all of those wonderful, beautiful, elegant things because it's kind of tiny.